Good afternoon on this Saturday afternoon. Yesterday I missed doing my usual video. I got quite tied up in the work that I was doing and then decided yesterday evening, when I was very, very tired, that I would do my hair. Which I'm sure many of you out there have had moments like that where you just think, you know what, feeling a bit, so I think I'll do something about it. So I spent the whole evening colouring my hair and tidying it all up so that when I got up this morning I would feel refreshed and ready to have my first self-full day. So that's actually the subject that I want to talk about this morning, is being self-full or self-love. This morning I noticed a post that came up on my news feed about loving the self and shining your light brighter, and it kind of got me thinking to what is it that we do for ourselves and not for others. This is all about ourselves. What is it that we do to actually find the love within us rather than outside of us? Because what I realised is that obviously from the work that I do and observing people and the things that they say and the way that they do things. Sorry, my phone is twitching a bit because I'm trying to hold it with one hand at the moment, stuck on the windowsill. By observing other people, I notice the common patterns that people have within themselves. For instance, if somebody pays you a compliment, not a compliment, but a compliment, we always have a habit of saying thank you, but. So if someone says, something to you like, you look really lovely in that outfit, and somebody will say, thank you, but I feel fat in it, or it's a bit tight here, or it's a bit loose here, or whatever. We can never accept compliments. End of story. We always have to put a but behind it, and that but is the part where we struggle to accept that we are actually more than what we think we are. In other words, when someone pays you a compliment, how many times do you look for a reason why you shouldn't accept it? How many times do you go over in your head subconsciously that you don't deserve that compliment? And how much of that and those thoughts actually belongs to you? You see, when we're little, when we're babies and when we're toddlers and when we're very young, we never say those things to ourselves. Or, if someone said, oh, aren't they cute? The baby never says, oh, thank you, but actually, no, I'm not, because I've got this flaw, or I've got that flaw, or that's not working for me, or I don't feel fulfilled here. The baby doesn't know any different. The baby just accepts what is. The toddler just accepts what is. The behaviour that happens as they grow up is more down to programming, the way that the toddlers or the sort of older children respond to other people is down to programming. So if you're teaching your child to have manners, your child will have manners. If you don't teach your child to have manners, the child won't have manners. I'm not sure if you're getting what I'm trying to say, because it's not a judgment on anybody. It's just an observation that, in actual fact, this is how we program ourselves to believe that we are either limited or abundant. So I've had this experience myself. Sorry, my phone's going again. I've had this experience myself in the past where I found it very difficult to take compliments because of a feeling of not being as good as. And that kind of, I remember it at school, actually, quite clearly. When I was in the infant school, and a girl, who obviously is a woman now, that were in my class, I always thought she was really, really pretty, really beautiful, and wanted to look like her, and I always believed in my mind that I was the ugly duckling. So nobody would ever compliment me or say that I was pretty or whatever. And so I built my comparisons up of who I was to who I saw someone else, how I saw someone else. But as a child, I didn't understand that was what I was doing. As I've got older, I understood it, because I realised that, this can be a place of where addictions are formed. So my addiction is I love really nice clothes, and I love to look smart, and I love to do my hair all the time, partly because I've been a hairdresser. But it took a long time to get to a point where I actually could accept me for me, and I don't compare myself to anyone else anymore. I just am me, Karen. That's who I am. And I've learned how to accept myself as I am. And if someone pays me a compliment, then I no longer say, yes, but I've got this. We all know what we perceive as, we perceive as our own flaws. We all know that. But the point I'm trying to make is there are no flaws. There are no flaws in anybody, in any of you. You are perfectly perfect in your own way. And when you can let go of the programming or the perception that you are not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not thin enough, you're not funny enough, you're not kind enough, all of these different things, when you can let go of them and just accept you for being you, then you start to open that light. Then that light starts to get brighter. Then you draw people to you that notice that light and notice that radiance that comes out of you that everyone else can see. Or it's not that you can physically see it, it's that you can energetically feel that light, that energy, because you exude that energy. When you get to that point of actually feeling like that, then you've mastered a massive part of your life. And then you understand that, you know what, you don't have to compare yourself with anybody else. You don't have to, look outside yourself to be validated by anybody. What you have to do is love your inner child. Love you for who you are, for the gift you are. Because without you realising it, there's many, many people out there whose lives you're touching just by being around them, just by passing a compliment. So my quest for you today is, every time you start saying a but, when anybody says anything, or even when you're talking to yourself and you think, oh, my life's crap, my life's not as I'd like it to be, but, I don't deserve any better. Stop yourself just for 1 second and just remember that you do deserve that happiness. And on that note, I'm going to leave you. I've run over quite a lot, but it doesn't matter because I had a lot to say. I'm going to pick my grandson up, and We're going to go and look at some animals. And that's my Selfful Saturday. Have a great day, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye for now.